It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning. This is City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM. I'm Monika Gul, and joining me today is Mayor Dennis Fenske. Welcome to the studio.
Morning.
If you have a question for the mayor, call us at 677-8181 or email us at CHTM@arcticradio.ca. To start, what's happened around the city this past week?
Well, Monday evening we provided the first reading of the 2015 levy budget, and we're following it up this evening at 7 p.m. at City Hall with the public presentation of the 2015 budget. So we're encouraging all ratepayers to come down to City Hall and ask your questions. The documentation for the budget is available at City Hall at the front desk, and so we encourage people to come out and get informed on what's happening in the 2015 budget.
Is the budget also available online?
I believe it is so on Thompson.ca.
All right. And what's the format usually for a public hearing like this for those who haven't been before? What can they expect?
Basically, we have a slideshow that goes through how we got to the 2015 budget. It does a cost comparison in the mill rates. It does a breakdown of residential taxation and also the commercial taxation. It also does a breakdown of the municipal portion of the tax bill department by department. So, for instance, the $1,800 or change that a house valued at $200,000 would pay would get X amount of dollars for police and protective services and things like that. So there's lots of information and comparatives to 2014, and then we outline the actual capital plan of what's happening this summer and also the utility plan as well.
All right. Now, the city has been addressing some frozen catch basins and potholes, starting with the most problematic areas. What exactly does that entail, and what should the public be watching out for when in those areas?
Basically, last weekend we had a number of, probably half a dozen areas that had surface water flood the street or the surrounding area, and that happens when the catch basin, which is the drainage system, the underground, freezes and the water can't go anywhere except stay on the surface. And so we had a number of hot spots over the weekend that our public works crews were out and drained and liberated the drainage. So good job on those guys for doing that. Thanks for the general public for calling in and identifying hot spots as well. So they were quite busy on the weekend. It looks like right now, weather-wise, it's cooperated with us. We don't have a whole lot of that, but we're moving now into the spring cleanup of normally, which runs May 1st to May 30th, and we will once again be offering the $3 for each bag of litter and recyclables picked up at the designated areas. If you also need to dispose of grass clippings or leaves, you can do that by bringing them down to Public Works Department. But again, our program normally runs from May 1st to May 30th, and that or 31st. And that's still the case, but it doesn't mean we have to wait until then to start cleaning up our community. So on an individual basis or a business basis, we encourage everyone to start sweeping their sidewalks and driveways of sand, to pick up litter that's accumulated over the winter, and please don't wait till May 1st to begin with the program, but work on that and help beautify the community as we move into the summer months.
Right, especially with the kind of spring meltdown that's come so early this year. Now, for those who haven't done or participated in a spring cleanup before, can they just go out to any area near their neighborhood that they want and collect garbage, or how does it work?
Basically, you register at Public Works in regards to that you have an organization or as an individual. They will assign you an area, or if you have an area that you want to do, then they'll provide the bags, and once the garbage is picked up, there'll be a location where you should put it, and then you advise Public Works, and our people pick up the bags and do the count after that. So it's a good fundraiser for groups, or on an individual basis, it's $3 a bag, and there's money to be made.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the Public Safety Committee presented their report to Council during Monday's meeting. One notable section was regarding the cold weather policy report. The policy was utilized significantly less compared to last winter. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that's an indication of the progressive moves that the previous council and this council have continued in regards to the providing the outdoor rink facilities as a overflow to the shelter in regards to cold weather and in certain temperatures, minus 35 to be specific. The first year we saw a lot of use, over 700 individual uses of those facilities. Then what changed was the development of 95 Key Road, the Damp House, and providing housing through the Housing First model to those in need. And with that reduced the need for the shelter overflow and the using the outdoor rink facility significantly, as the report indicated. So that says to us that the Housing First model is a positive model for dealing with the social issues that we have, and it also dealing with the issue of cold weather in a safe manner. And so we're very proud of that, and we have been asked by other communities how we did it and what we did to put it in place. And so we're glad to share that information, and we're glad to get recognized as a proactive initiative that's working well in Thompson.
Are there any talks of getting a facility similar to 95 Cree Road built somewhere else in the city?
Well, I think there's a number of agencies that already are operating in that model, and we'll be moving forward with additional models for that, with partnerships with the City of Thompson and other agencies. So 95 Cree Road was the first step, and it's a proven model. There are other agencies, governmental agencies, looking at the same model. So I would see that continuing and expanding that.
Just a reminder to listeners that you can ask the mayor a question. You can call us at 677-8181 or email chtm@arcticradio.ca. Now, you're expected to meet with members from the provincial government in Winnipeg tomorrow. Who are you meeting with exactly, and what can you share on what's on the agenda for that meeting?
Well, actually, that came out of the resolution that was passed on Monday, and administration was working with the province in order to facilitate those meetings. Those meetings, because of the short notice and the government ministers are quite busy, have been put off from tomorrow to possibly next week. And we'll be meeting with Minister of Justice in regards to the Community Safety Officer program, the funding and the profile on that, because we are nearing that season and we want to get that up and running. So we'll be confirming that. We'll also be discussing with the Planning and Priorities Committee discussions in regards to the water treatment plant, and as we negotiate with LA the transfer of that asset to the City of Thompson, and a number of other issues that have come up over the last number of months with the province of Manitoba.
Okay. Where is the city now in terms of the process of making that transfer of the LGD from Mystery Lake to the city?
We're in discussions with the province in two parts. One, the first part is the transfer of the waste disposal grounds, and we're in those discussions. We have a timeline of earlier this summer to finalize the documentation and the process to transfer that asset. It will come to City Council for final approval, but City Council and committees have been in discussions for a number of months with the province of Manitoba. The second part of that is the actual LGD itself. Those talks are ongoing, and again, we have parties on both sides discussing the process and how we make that happen. So it's moving forward, and hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months we'll see some final deliverables on that project.
Okay. Now, Relay for Life is upcoming this weekend now. I know Council has a team, as we've talked before. What else can you tell us about the event happening?
Well, the event, it's an annual event that is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Cancer Society in Manitoba. And Thompson regularly is one of the top fundraisers, so kudos to the organizing committee. It happens Saturday evening in regards to the opening ceremonies, I believe, are at 5 o'clock. And so it is, like I said, it's a very positive event on a very serious matter in regards to cancer and cancer research. So we would encourage the general public to come out, and if they can't, to ensure that they donate to those participants who are participating in the walk.
All right, now to wrap up, can you tell us what else is happening this upcoming week?
Actually, on Monday evening, we're celebrating the volunteers in this community. This community is great for volunteers. I mean, we had the most recent is the Rogers Hometown Hockey, where we had a number of groups come together, a number of volunteers, and put us on a national face. And so Monday evening, we'll be recognizing the Volunteer of the Year. The reception is at City Hall from 5:30 to 7. At TRCC lobby from 5:30 to 7, and we'd encourage people to come down and see who we recognize as the Volunteer of the Year.
All right. Well, that's this edition of City Beat. Join us next Thursday around 11:30 a.m. for more on what's happening around Thompson and City Hall. I'm Monika Gul for 102.9 CHTM.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning at